What you want to avoid as you debate your governance is decision creep. Governance, in large part, there has to be a level of trust. Your job as members, local lodge leaders, district leaders, is to elect the right board members based on their qualifications, not their popularity, and their qualifications to run a financial services organization, to provide direction and oversight for a financial services organization. If you don't like the job they're doing, then you elect someone else. That's the way it works. You don't want to keep, you want to keep your hands on and your fingers off. If your fingers start getting in the pies and you try to micromanage what the board does and the board then tries to micromanage what the CEO does, well then you almost have a situation of pure democracy. And I guarantee you folks, pure democracy does not work. We do not live in a democracy. We live in a democratic republic. We elect people to make decisions for us. And if we don't like the decisions they make, then we toss them out. The closest we have to pure democracy is in California, and it's a disaster. I'm from California. Grew up there. Left 20 years ago, not going back. In 1978, the legislature stopped making decisions and punted everything to the ballot initiative. It started out with the GAN initiative in 1978. I think that was Prop 13. Remember that? We're going to lower our taxes. They did. My in-laws have a beautiful home and they pay $1,000 a year in tax because they bought it in the 60s, and it's capped. What happened to the schools? The law of unintended consequences. The legislature stopped making decisions. Prop 103. We want lower insurance rates. We have no idea what goes into those rates. We just know we're paying too much. Everything goes to the ballot initiative. The legislature has stopped making decisions. What happens then? Whoever comes up with the most money and the catchiest 30-second sound bites and wins LA and San Francisco, where the people live, wins. You need to win 2 counties out of a 60-county state. Pure democracy doesn't even work in a government situation. I don't think you want it to work in a business situation. I'll give you an example of what we're doing at the Alliance. We have a governance committee of our board. For the past, I went through the bylaws, and at the end of the bylaws were like 25 pages long. We needed 25 pages to tell us how to run an organization. At the conclusion of the bylaws were the amendments, amended in 1980 and 81, 80. Every year. Really? Are these so wrong that they need to be amended every year? Well, they were amended every year because they were too complex. Not only did it say what committees had to be appointed, it described the committees. It gave a long list of what factors could be calculated into dues for the organization. We went through and we're going to propose a change to the membership this year that basically says the board has the right to appoint the committees it thinks it needs to help it do its work. The board has the authority to set the dues. 2 lines. The board's elected by the membership to make those decisions. If the membership doesn't like those decisions, the membership has to ratify these changes. They have that power. Membership can also toss the board out. Someone else can go up there. It's streamlined. There's a level of trust. It allows us to be more adaptable. When a situation like the challenge to the guarantee fund or maintenance of solvency clause comes up, the board can appoint a committee. It doesn't have to go to the membership, call a special meeting, and get a 2/3 vote. Who the hell can get a 2/3 vote of anything? Not even the U.S. Senate has that requirement. You only need 60 there. We want to simplify and streamline governance, and the governance needs to be governance for a financial services organization that supports all these wonderful things. What's your role in this? Your role is to help Sons of Norway achieve those 3 things that make a great company. Be profitable, be long-lasting, and if you were gone, you'd be missed. There is so much potential. I think societies with a very clear common bond, whether that's ethnicity or religion, and even though those bonds aren't as sticky as they used to be, they're still sticky. They're still stickier than patriotism or shared values that some societies have. There's a stickiness there. I'm still very proud to be an Italian American, except the only fraternal I can join is illegal. They are very good at administering death benefits. And they do not pay taxes. I belong to a couple of Catholic fraternals. When I was recruited for this job, I didn't know what a fraternal was. Like most Americans that we surveyed. Not a clue. Couldn't even give you a guess. Somebody told me Knights of Columbus was a fraternal when I interviewed for the job. I said, Knights of Columbus? The guys with the funny hats and swords? They have an insurance company? Oh, yeah, pretty big one. $12 billion worth of an insurance company, AAA rated by Best. That ain't bad. Oh, this is kind of interesting. When you get people interested, there's a great story to tell. We have to tell that story better. We have a huge potential audience. You have, I heard, what, 50,000 members? I've heard 70,000 members. Maybe 20,000 of them are benefit members. My goodness. There's potential unlimited there. All those other people buy financial services. They may buy them in different ways. I use my sons as a focus group. And I know 3 things about them. They're going to use financial services. They are active users of financial services now. Not insurance, because they don't have families yet. People don't tend to buy life insurance until they have a child. But they bank. And they bank based on where they use internet banks. They've never been in a bank branch. They were educated by the Jesuits. They get the community service aspect of it. All right? They should be fraternalists, right? The 3rd thing I know about them, they ain't never going to a lodge meeting. No way, no how. That concept doesn't equate to them. So we have to build a different lodge structure. Electronic social networks. Episodic fraternalism. Come build a habitat home. Come to this cultural event. Younger people want to do something and then finish with it. Move on to the next thing. They're not going to go the 3rd Thursday of the month to vote on something. Nor should members be telling your board or your CEOs once or twice a year or once every 4 years what to do. You have to have a level of trust. The more, if you can be profitable, you can do more good. Build an organization to last a long time. And deliver so much value that if you were gone, you'd be missed. That's your job. I know change is difficult for all of us. But it's constant, and I'll tell you one thing. If you don't like change, you're going to like irrelevance even less. Because unless we change, we're going to fade away. And we're too good to allow that to happen. There's too many things appealing about this system to allow that to happen. So I encourage you to work hard during this meeting, during the international meeting, for those of you who go to that. Focus on what your jobs are as members, elect the right people to the board, and transform Sons of Norway from good to great to everlasting. Thanks very much.